capital markets now. And in fact, if you look at the capital market cycle, it is showing a strong start to the second half. Demat additions are rising again. Retail activity in F&O is also heating up. Cash market turnover is all holding steady, and SIP inflows continue to break records. Now, even brokerages and exchanges have bounced sharply from their recent lows. To break down all that's driving this particular momentum and what the data tells us about market participation, let's go across to Sharad. Sharad, give us a deep breakdown in terms of what's happening, what are the trends that we are looking at, and the focus points here.
Well, Anushi, the H1 is a different story for FY26, but October, November, whatever the data we are getting is very strong, and that's why we are seeing capital markets actually rallying in trade. We saw that in last month itself. But most important is the demat account additions, and that is also going up, and the long-term structural story still remains intact. And let's just pull out the numbers, and we see the incremental demat account additions from June itself. It has been decent. It's not that it has fallen very badly, but see the recovery. September onwards, this is coming up from October. So now we are seeing that overall, the growth momentum is coming back to the demat account additions as well. You must be wondering, futures and options, how's the overall ADTO, that is the average daily turnover, faring? And remember, retail traders' interest is still remaining strong despite a lot of issues coming up in the, of course, regulations changes also coming in. But still, the average daily turnover, that is something which is going. Let's look at the averages. That's coming between 3.5 to 4, and now you see that has jumped up to 5.06 lakh crore rupees when it comes to the F&O's average daily turnover. Also, let's look at the cash market's average daily turnover, and there is an important facility which is being used. That's the margin facility which most of the brokers are using, and that's why you're seeing the cash market volumes are also going up. There was a slight dip, but since then it has actually gone up, like a slight up, but still it is maintaining their overall numbers. SIP, that continues to remain at its record high levels. We saw the recent data from October, nearly 30,000 crore of SIP inflows we are expecting, and by this year end, it's going to actually touch above that mark as well. That's what the street is estimating. But now let's look at the returns, how this has played out in the capital market themes, how they have actually moved, and most of the negative news has been digested. Overall, if you look at over the earnings coming in, Motilal Oswal, that's 86% up from their lows itself. Angel One, BSC, even Anand Rathi shares and wealth, all of them going up in trade. CDSL, we could see that's also jumped 51%. And MCX, that's our dark horse, 122% up return from lows. Strong commodity turnovers coming in, especially in the bullion segment and even the energy front. But of course, there's a strong up move coming in. How does the valuation stand? Right now also, I would suggest it's in line when it comes to the long-term averages, when I've taken the 5-year averages out of it. And let's just pull up the valuations, how they actually fare. It's 18 times P for Motilal Oswal, little bit higher, Angel One, 23.56, and BSC trying to get back to its highs as well, 49 times, Anand Rathi on the higher side. NSDL, MCX also trading in that 40 to 50s range. So of course the valuations, they are not very expensive right now because there was a significant fall and then a good recovery started coming in, but data is the most important thing. And H2's data, October and even the November initial trends, what we are seeing is a very strong as compared to the H1 numbers. So the capital markets momentum is back in the second half of this fiscal year.
Thank you, Sharad, for that such a detailed breakdown. On that note, let me go across to Osho for his view regarding the picks that just Sharad was talking about. This includes the likes of MOFSL and Angel One, BSC, as well as something like Anand Rathi, CDSL, or MCX as well. Just want to understand from these stocks which are there in the capital market, anyone in particular that you are quite bullish on?
Very good afternoon, firstly, to all of you. Well, yes, no doubt, I'm very much bullish on the capital market stocks and all the related counters. I'm expecting that from here onwards, even we are having a kind of a very optimistic approach in all of the capital market counters. But at current levels, if I have to say, then BSE have already seen a very drastic upsurge from the zone of nearly 2,000, now is about to test the lifetime highs of 3,000 odd levels. But overall, there has been a very strong rebounding bottom formation for BSE. So I expect that this counter can see some kind of extraordinary movement in the coming period. But looking at the risk reward ratio, I am having more bullish approach on CDSL. This counter have seen a decent correction in the near period, and after that there has been a strong consolidation, and also the technical parameters is quite on the bullish front. So I'm expecting that from here onwards, CDSL from risk reward point of view looks more favorable. 1800 will be the first target from a very short term point of view, but once it breaches the zone of 1800 to 1820, then from there onwards another 300 point of rally can be seen from medium term perspective. So CDSL should be kept on the radar for short term traders.